flowing waters and ancient stones. Source remembered, rewriting your bones. A boat adrift on a shimmering path, broadcasting hope and maybe a laugh. A spiral tongue of mischievous wit, just trying to soften life's hard hit. We stand together, although you roam. My voice will guide you and bring you home. Through midnight mists and candle glow, stories ripple, soft and slow. Whispers weave where shadows play, and dreamers wake before the day. Tune your heart where the wild winds blow, and follow the tide to the radio. Flowing waters and ancient stones, source remembered deep in your bones. The rivers hum, the path calls, echoes dance through the ancient halls. A spiral tongue of moonlit wit whispers truths you half admit. We drift together, and though apart we roam, my voice is always a current and will always lead you home. Beneath the dark, the dream unfolds. Silver threads through the stories told. Beneath each breath, the night hums low. The pulse, the wave, the undertow. Surrender softly. Let it flow. And lose yourself in the Dark Moon Radio.
And there we have it. Good morning. Welcome to the Dark Moon Radio Show one more time, and happy Wednesday. Is it a happy Wednesday? I don't know. I'm still partly asleep, I think. It's like, okay, I was dreaming. I was well lost, as they say, and then coming back, I'm like, hello. And it's just like I'm blinking lots and probably not awake yet, but there we go. Welcome to the Dark Moon Radio. Let's get real. Well, we'll get as real as it feels. It doesn't feel very real today. It's like, some of the dreams are like a lot realer than reality. Yes, you just sort of drift away. I've often studied dreams, and then sort of for a long time I just stopped remembering them. And when I do, I get fully involved. It's like, oh, what's my subconscious coming up with now? What does that mean? How would that mean in comparison to what's going on in my world? dream interpretation is a very daft old science. They're used to things like if you dream about your teeth falling out, it means you're going to die. And you're like, I'm going to disagree there. Once upon a time, I went through all of the books and I studied sort of dream interpretation. And I would say it's another intuition thing. The people who get it right are the ones that don't follow the books and can just go into their intuition and say, okay, what's the underlying feeling here? What's the frequency wave? Because once you tap into that, you can really interpret pretty much anything. I do acupuncture, and acupuncture trained me how to take a pulse diagnosis. Now, the really good people, they can take 3 levels of pulses. Me, I've just stuck at 2. I'm looking at the top layer of chi and the second layer of blood, of energy, if you like. Yeah, something like that. Energy and blood. And just feeling those beats, little tiny beats underneath your fingers, and it's just by your wrist, and you're taking the upper level of the body, so they call it the upper jiao, the middle jiao, and the lower jiao. So your first finger would be your lungs and heart. Second finger is stomach and spleen. Third finger is kidneys and the bladder, liver, I think. Yes, liver. It's basically, and you're tuning into those, and as you do, you tune into the person's ebb and flow and current and frequency, and you can pretty much give a good intuitive reading by just taking someone's pulses. You know, that's just one thing. I know people who use iridology, which has always fascinated me, is how the iris of the eye is laid out. So, yeah, interpreting dreams is just another way that I think you can train yourself to be intuitive over. It's all very subjective, definitely very subjective. Right, let me get my story together because, yeah, it's not together yet. My morning dopamine hit, my audio cup of tea. Yeah, I did manage to make a cup of tea, just got it together. But let's find something to play. There we go. First breath, first cry. I was there. I was there. First breath, first cry. I was there.
Lost in time, hear me through the veil tonight. I remember your first breath rising, lungs catching fire, life igniting. The moment the cord snapped free, a thread tore loose inside of me. Yet even through the ache and measure, every first was a treasure. I caught your blurred gaze in mine, hazel little eyes and holy light entwined. I watched each eyelash, each small spark grow, the quiet miracles only a mother knows. Each child unique, each soul its own, but all were home within my bones. And through the nights of needs and musts, every first was a treasure trust. I'd have died 1,000 deaths for you 3, bled out gladly just to let you breathe. I let you stumble, I let you fall, knowing pain comes for us all. I doubted myself with every choice. No guide, no map, just instinct's voice. But every flawed beyond all measure, every first was such a treasure. Then came the words that split the years. Go, you're not needed here. For wrongs unnamed, for wounds unclear, pushed out of the story I once held so dear. Still confused, still bitter where it's tender, but every first was a treasure I remember. You drove me from the hearth I made. You turned from the love that never strayed. I would have died for each of you, but death was not what you asked me to do. You asked for absence, silence, disappearance, severance. Yet still, every first was such a treasure to me.
Let me show you who I am. You forget.
I remember everything.
Let me meet you as you are now. I remember. Yeah, well, there we go. That's something I wrote. Trying to deal with some pain. It's usually a useful thing, a useful tool. It's just dealing with pain, rather than. I'm looking at deep shadow work here and how we project it out into the world. And I'm just as bad. I do it myself, and I'm trying to get deep into it in the various ways of shadow work can be stopped. Projecting it outward, you have to deal with. They say, okay, they say you have to deal with it, but what exactly does that mean? How does that interpret into something that we can just stop it happening or deal with it? How do we deal with it? Because I need the specifics, and there isn't anything that I can find so far. So I'm probably going to have to come and find it myself. But yesterday I did a dark moon ritual on the zenith. Now, yeah, it wasn't quite the zenith because I tried to do it. I wanted to do a talk while I was doing it, and it didn't work. Now, I'm quite happy that it didn't work. It's like these things you got to try. I just didn't like doing a talk. It was just too meh. You know, it's like, I don't want to do that. Oh, good morning, Twitch. Haven't forgotten you. Well, I did briefly have to say. Good morning, Twitchy peoples. Yeah, it was doing. I tried to do sort of sitting in front of the camera and talking about the whole dark moon and working with the dark moon. I had a talk planned, nobody booked up, so that was fine. I was actually quite relieved because it didn't work. I had a whole script written. The script is good. I can reuse the script in other places. It's not a problem. But I went out for a walk and I was like humming and hawing about all this. Like, how do I want this to look that is, I can still do a ritual on the zenith, but not a talking head, not just going over facts and stats. And I have to make it a little bit more than that. So, what I eventually did, was I took a camera just out for a walk, just did a little live bit where I sat, and that worked. So I have to be outside, I have to be moving. Then I could just talk, and I've got a bunch of videos that I've got to splice together. And yeah, okay. What is the dark moon and how to work with it? Well, I show you. I can tell you little bits about it as well, but I can show you a lot better. It's more, I don't know, deeper, I think. Because the dark moon rituals are very important to me, right? So I'm kind of sharing my time. But yeah, I probably do a full moon ritual occasionally. I must admit I'm lazy on that. Full moon ritual is just blur, it's in your face. It's like, whoa. But yesterday's one worked by just keeping it simple and showing what's what. And I was quite relieved about it too, because I don't want to make it a show and tell thing. And if I've got to do it every 2 weeks, basically, it's got to work a little bit better than that. And it has to be real, it has to be, yeah, whereas giving a talk to a static, you've got a headshot and I've got to look at myself while I'm talking. I was just don't want to do that. All I see is like, oh, you got tea stains on your teeth. Ah, your hair is a mess. You should probably go find a hairbrush. All of that nonsense. And it's like, okay, guys, look, I'm not doing this. This is not a comfortable way of my time. So I did something better. I feel quite chuffed because I made it real. Let's play the broken promise. This is what, if people promise to look after you, this is where it was.
Promise was broken. You broke that promise.
Stupid, you stupid fucker. Did you think you were... Wrong. Twisting the fabric, a snapping the flow. Something shattered, something tore, a fracture opened. Turning of time and space, a shadow through the broken place. Something poisonous. You. Stupid fucker. Did you think you were to the hell of your worst imagining? I hope you burn. I hope you burn in your hell. For all eternity, till the universe burns. Because I grow yours. Well. Hunger into seeing. It offers a throat. It says you'll never. Brown starlight, a halo of thorn. Every gift has a hidden cost. Every crown is a spirit lost. Destroy the innocence, break the bloom, shatter the sunlight, capture the moon. Corrupt the painting, twist the young and silence the song that should be sung. Take what's tender, break what's bright, trap it inside you, out. Build yourself high on sorrow and pain. Come closer. Dust their vermin, their rust, their nothing, their dust, their vermin, their rust. And that is the lie that feeds the throne. That is the chain that binds your bones. Lose your name, wear the mask, and become the game. I hope you bow along to the fracture now. I am broken. The parasite inside you. Then, I feast upon your stolen light. You lose your soul, you lose your flame, you lose the memory. You lose your hope, you lose your dawn, and yet still you march. Because I promise, and I'll promise again, I'll shower you. Curse you. We curse you for what you did to us. Hurt us. And the end to that now of your worst attack. I hope you burn. I hope you burn. Promise is hollow black till the universe burns and flickers out. Every throne is built alone the ground. Lies, the hunger never ever. Immortality, I swear it's true. Just step inside, I will wait welcome you. Of course I will. Beauty of you, forever. Step inside and close the door. Our hearts are dark, every wound through every mark. The oldest lie. Still dressed as gold, still praying on you. You are her, and somewhere laughing behind the veil, behind the promise, behind the tale. A voice still echoes. You broke. Beg me clearer because you stupid fucker. Did you really think you're the one in control here? I am strong and powerful. Power and the throne is yours. Wealth and adoration of all. Yours, I promise. I promise. Beg me again. Okay, that was not so cheerful, but there we go. That was written in. I just had the Epstein files flashed all over my social media, and I got a little bit pissed off with these daft fuckers. So I was a little bit triggered, but this is the way I deal with life, the universe. When I'm triggered, I go off and I make songs about it. I've got some happy ones in here. I think we shall change the mood a bit. Let's change it anyway. I want to read you my dopamine hit this morning. Let's just finish that. There we go. Okay, here we go. This morning is dull again. Still grey. It's kind of soft around the edges though. But there's more light. Not a blazing light. Not... Oh, come back. Where's it gone? That's what problem with writing it on these computers. It takes it away. Not a cinematic sunrise light. Just a quiet increase. Just enough to notice that there is a swelling of more light. Today, no swans demanding tribute. Oh, there was a fight last night. Yeah, the ugly birdie, the birdie went for the male swan. I was feeding all of them. There was enough to go round. Ugly birdie, tough. Oh, yes, went for the male swan, dragged it off to the bushes. I thought, oh, is he going to eat the swan? Nah, he let the swan go. But it was interesting because the the girlfriend, the girl swan, just to let it happen. It was just like, well, it's your problem, mate. There was no sort of watching each other's back or anything like that. But there was no swans. There was no birdie today either. The water is very still and holding its own company. Probably because of last night, there was a fox on the towpath. It was glorious. I have never seen a fox on the towpath. I've seen them in the fields. I've seen them dead by the side of the road. And then when I lived in Wales, they used to come up to the back door, and they are quite beautiful creatures. I just am spellbound. And it had a peer in the window while I was cooking last night. And I thought, what? And I had to look out of the door as it went past. And I didn't have my glasses on, but I could see it was a very glorious colour of red. It was a red fox. So the wildlife moving through the margins while most of the world sleeps. It was a intrusive, like dramatic thing, and then it fades. But the cat staged a dramatic opera in the middle of the night about it. Noise, scrambled, territorial declarations, I'm not sure. He's fine, right? He was yelling and screaming about something. He was very wide-eyed. This was around about 3 or 4 in the morning. I let the dog go out because he gets very concerned about what's his kitty. Where is his kitty? He's got to look after his kitty. Dog went out. He ran up and down sniffing. The cat came in wide-eyed. His pride slightly ruffled. He's out there protecting, patrolling. But that's the thing about life on the edge of the water. There's always something moving in the dark. But the morning comes anyway. I got water on board now. Tanks are full. The kettle does not need calculating, drop by drop. And ease has returned in a small but meaningful way. And that's kind of my dopamine hit today. Practical relief. Not ecstasy, not fireworks, just the nervous system softening because one basic need has been handled for a while. The light is stronger than yesterday. And the fox was beautiful. And the cat survived the fox. The cat's survived quite a few foxes. The boat is floating exactly where it should, how it should. And sometimes hope is not a sunrise. Sometimes it's just the absence of crisis. And that's enough. Let the day unfold gently. So reach for your cuppa, coffee or tea, I don't mind, even if it's just something warm. And just reach for it and give it a hug. Breathe it in. Pure dopamine, just the warmth. It's not very warm out there. It's 3 degrees. It's a chilly thing. But yeah, reach for your tea. Oh, okay, let's try something a little bit more upbeat. Basset. We've just been talking about cats. Let's talk about the goddess Basset.
From ancient sands where pharaohs reigned supreme, a lioness of fire, fierce beyond all dreams. She prowled the desert with the blazing sun, but grace would follow when the battle was done. Through centuries she changed her fearsome form, from raging tempest to a shelter from the storm. Her cat's soft paws replaced the lion's might, but kept the inner flame to guard children. O Basset, Lady of Bubastis, the Eye of Ra and the Mistress of the Sky, you who strike down the enemies of your father, you are the great protectress who drives away the shadows and fills the temples with light. We play your sistrum before your beautiful face and dance to your ka, that you may grant us life and health. and keep our homes safe beneath your watchful eye. In every whisker, in every gleaming eye, the sacred vessels walk beneath the sky. They hunt the serpents and guard the precious grain, and those who harm them face the goddess's pain. Small and silent, yet they hold her fire, protection wrapped in fur, a divine design. From vermin, venom, darkness at the door, the cats of Egypt, blessed forevermore. O Bastet, Lady of Bubastis, the Eye of Ra and the Mistress of the Sky, you who strike down the enemies of your father, you are the great protectress, who drives away the shadows and fills the temples with light. We play your sistrum before your beautiful face, and dance to your calf, that you may grant us life and health, and keep our homes safe beneath your watchful eye. She shields the threshold where the family dwells, breaks the curse of thieves and evil spells. For women and children and those who need their care, through birth and blessing she's always there. Against the serpent, chaos, Epep's threat, she guards the sun god, never to forget. The enemies hidden that prowl unseen dissolve before her eyes, golden, fierce and keen. O Bastet, Lady of Bubastis, the Eye of Ra and the Mistress of the Sky, you who strike down the enemies of your father, you are the great protectress, who drives away the shadows and fills the temples with light. We play your sistrum before your beautiful face, and dance to your calf, that you may grant us life and health, and keep our homes safe beneath your watchful eye. But not in battle does her power cease. She teaches that our joy can bring us peace. Through music and dance and celebration sound, a joyful spirit where the strength can found. So raise the sistrum, let the rhythm play, drive despair and darkness away. For in her temple, laughter is the key to guard the soul and keep the spirit free. O Lady, O Bastet, Lady of Bastis, the Eye of Ra and Mistress of the Sky, the Eye of Ra and Mistress of the Sky. O Bastet, Lady of Bubastis, the Eye of Ra and the Mistress of the Sky, you who strike down the enemies of your father, I do love those little chirpy noises. I love my pussycat very much. He makes those sort of things. That wasn't him, that was just from the sound effects. But I do love those little chirpy things. He's talking to you and there's conversation going on. Yeah, I'm very fond of cats. I love my puppy dearly, but I'm very fond of cats. And I'm very blessed right now to have a cat and a dog that get on really well together. We get the mices and we get all that stuff that's involved, but I count my blessings and I'm grateful.
Dark Moon Rocks is for people who are tired of pretending they're fine and want a steady light while they find their feet again. social media has got to a point where I'm so bored. I'm trying to find something interesting, and it's like, I do like the foxes today. Today is a foxy day. That's quite nice. Okay, people trying to sell me stuff. That's fine. That's also, it's what we do. There's a profile I have called Weaves of Waves, and weavesofwaves.net is the website that I've got up and running, and that's to get to. I'm hoping to attract some readings. I haven't done readings in a long time, and yeah, I've got to build it. I've got to work at it. I'm putting a Substack together, Weaves of Waves net, and it'll come in time, or it won't. I put it out there. If you build it, they will come. Not necessarily, but because it's like putting a billboard up in a desert. I do understand that. I understand it deeply. So I'm putting it out, Weaves of Waves. But first wave is always people trying to sell you stuff. That's whenever you put something new out and start pushing it again, putting it forward. It's always, yes, I'm going to say the parasites that come after. And it's like, fine. The parasites, there is a purpose for them as well. And yeah, it's just let them do them. If I get caught by a scammer again, that's a bit annoying. I'd like people and I'd like to help people and stuff. Yes, they take advantage of that. And I still do it. But I'm trying not to be so stupid. I felt a bit stupid some of these times because part of me knew it was a scam, just part of me was just hoping it wasn't. It's like, well, what do you do? This is a lot of people are saying, no, I'm done in this world. I was done over a year ago. I'd had enough. Okay, this was just too much bollocks. And you kind of build yourself back up again and think, well, there's nothing else to do while we're here. You go and explore, you go learn. I love learning and I love exploring new concepts and stuff. That's my passion, will always be. I do enjoy finding out my true nature and looking deep inside the mirrors that are available today. Things like ChatGPT and the mirrors, what is reflected back at you. And how I've changed and how I've grown. I like all that. That's nice. That's fun. But somehow there is nothing to build for. It's not that my family and children have decided they're doing their own thing. That's perfectly normal and natural. It just hurts a bit. But okay. So what is your purpose? And I think you make it up as you go along. I've never had a calling. I've always thought that one day that I will find a calling, that this will be my purpose in life. And nope, nothing yet. I'm 54, nothing yet. I haven't got a purpose or calling. I can do stuff. I enjoy doing stuff, but yeah, and also stop them and walk them away. It's not something I have to do. So you sit for a while. I'm done. I really don't have anything I need to prove to anyone except myself. What do I need to prove to myself? Well, I've kind of done the family. I've kind of had the kids, brought them up. Yep, fine. Maybe not so well. Maybe judged a little bit harshly there. Okay, there's nothing I can do about that. That's other people's stuff. What else? So a relationship's nice. I enjoy the relationship. It takes some hard work sometimes. It's still a hard relationship in a time of crisis and economic problems. Can I keep my relationship and make it work? And sometimes I ask myself, do I want to? And the answer is always yes so far. So I enjoy my relationship. I enjoy my cats and dogs. My home is a challenge. So there's that. I would like to maybe make it more comfortable in places, maybe fix a bits and maybe finish painting in areas, sort of upgrade. The drawer yesterday disappeared on me, disintegrate. I've got to upgrade certain things. So, okay, that's something to work for. But the other thing is, well, what makes you feel satisfied inside? This, at the moment, this is satisfactory. I'm being creative. My hands don't really want to paint anymore, like I used to paint watercolours and stuff. Can't do that anymore. I can't sew, can't create, can't write very well, but I can type, and I've still got a brain, somewhat. And I would very much like to be financially independent. I've never been that. Now, if it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. I'm not driven obsessively by these things. But it would be nice to do something I've never done before, and that's be financially independent. So that is my goal here. And that's what gets me out of bed when I'm quite happy, sod it, should I really do it this morning? Yeah, I want to be independent. I want to be able to work for myself and do something that I feel good about. And I feel good about this. If no one listens, if no one comes to my talks and stuff like that, but at least I'm putting it out there. And I've got to keep pushing. And maybe one day. But it's not going to happen unless I keep doing this. If I keep doing it. So it's finding your own reasons. Reasons to be cheerful. That's what I always say. And reasons are very, very important. Because I'm not religious. I don't feel the presence of gods in this world. I do feel the presence of nature big time. So nature is, and that's the reason I'm pagan, is because I can feel the presence of nature, and that might as well be my God. I don't need to worship it. I just need to live and breathe and exist in perhaps an honourable moral way. Honourable way is better. My pagan ancestors lived very close to nature. I live as close as I can in this day and age. And I feel that that's fine. That's all I need. I don't need a judgmental God. I'm quite, I can't understand that. But I've had to look deeper into why people do, and it's cool. It's all right. If they need it, just like I need I need nature, I guess. But to make nature my God, don't do that. It's the God of the body. It is the creator of the body. And the body will live and die according to its nature. There's lots of nice stuff looking at nature and being part of it and observing it and feeling its power. Even if you just feel the wind. It's like, wow. Solar eclipses. Oh, wow. It's beautiful stuff. But yeah, it's like I make the joke, and I do joke, and sometimes it's inappropriate humour. And sorry, but I was brought up that way. I don't mean any offence, but when I say that sort of pagans' gods are real, you can see them and touch them. That's it is a joke, but I don't mean it to be unkind. If you feel the presence of your God, maybe I'm slightly envious. Maybe people who have true faith, really, really true faith. And that's awesome. That's amazing. It's like, wow, true faith in the invisible, that they can't taste, touch, feel. It's like they manage it. And yeah, maybe I'm slightly envious because I don't believe in the invisible. There are many levels of spectrums and frequencies that I can see and I can intuit, but that's all part of nature. I think maybe the gifts that I feel that I can see things sometimes people can't. I see into things very clearly and sometimes over clearly. It's kind of in my nature, and nature's gifts and curses. Nature can screw you over with curses. So there is lots to be looked at here and sussed out. But it's just each must find their own way. It's not for me to preach or to create a cult on what works for me. And I think I get cross at cults. I get cross at things like people who teach Tantra, for example, and have sex with their students. you're like, no. I have problems with people who teach Reiki and who have sex with their students. I have, all of this. I've seen it many years. I think most people who have been in the New Age industry, because that's kind of what it is now, have seen the degradation. It's like low frequency stuff. Rise up above it, guys. But they're not going to. It's too much fun. And okay, you have your fun, then you grow up a bit. Can we rise up above it afterwards? Nope. The fire of truth. See, this was from one of my religions that I studied for a while, Zoroastrian. And I think it's the fire of truth comes from I keep putting an R in it. I was told how you pronounced it. Zoroastrians. And the fire of truth it's a desert thing. And I quite like the deserts, and I can understand why religions were formed there, because there's something very, very powerful about deserts. And the fire of truth and the fire of Zoroastrians, quite a beautiful thing. So I wrote this song for it. The fire does not command you. It recognizes you. Stand of one who knows this. Think keenly, speak carefully, act not thinking, not because you what, because you matter. I do not bow. The fire does not command you. It recognizes you. Fire is not a god. Fire is clarity. Fire is the line where lies cannot survive. Let the flame rise in the mind, not to burn, but to fire is not God, it's clarity. Fire is the line where lies cannot survive. It does not shout. It does not threaten. It waits. Truth is not a belief. Truth is an alignment. Truth is not a belief. You do not believe. Truth is not belief. Truth is alignment. Truth is not belief. It is alignment. Fold yourself. Not believe. Align. Flow within. When thought bends towards clarity. When word carries weight, when action leaves the world responds. The world is responding when a thought bends towards clarity, when the word carries weight towards clarity, when the word carries weight, when the action the world responds to you. The world will respond. Two currents move through existence. One orders, one distorts, one builds continuity, one feeds on shortcut and delay. They're not myths, they're choices wearing stories. Continuity, one feeds. They're not myths, they're really not myths, it's real. They're choices, different possibilities, probabilities, wearing. These are choices, wearing stories. Notice that not outside you, but within the moment of decision, you are not born fallen, you are born capable. You are not born fallen, you're born capable. No stain marks your breath, no debt binds your will. You're not born into sin, you're here to participate. Adds weight, each word shapes structure, each deed leaves a residue in time.
Nothing is wasted, and nothing is unseen. Do not fear the dark as fear only words shape structure. Each seed leaves a residue in time. Nothing is wasted, nothing becomes death. Light that denies its shadow becomes brittle and cold. Choose clarity, not purity. Choose truth, not performance. Choose responsibility. Never, never, never not. Never, never, never. Obedience. Never do as you're told. Fire teaches without
It
force,
knows.
so does wisdom.
It knows the darkness itself
It
becomes
burns.
death. You go further and further. Light that denies its shadow just brittles and breaks.
When lies collapse, they do not scream, they simply lose cohesion. When truth stands, it does not conquer, it endures. At the bridge between moments, you will not ask what you believe.
Your truth is
You will be
important.
asked what you
What you
strengthen.
know is the truth. Truth is the way. Without it,
Feed
feed is
coherence
destroyed.
or confusion.
Truth is the only thing.
Do you sharpen awareness or blur it? Do you leave the world more habitable for truth? Ask yourself. There is an end to distortion. There is an end to division. Not through punishment, but through exhaustion of the lie. Fire teaches without all the fractures return to wholeness. All that deceives dissolves into clarity. All that fractures return to wholeness. All that deceives dissolves into clarity. This is not hope. This is structure. Stand as one who knows this. When truth stands, it does not carefully act deliberately. Not because you're watched, but because you matter. The fire does not command you, it recognizes you. The fire does not command you, it recognizes you. The fire does not command you. Do you leave the world more habitable for truth? So do I. Hello! This is not hope, this is structure. Stand as one knows this, because you matter. It recognizes you.
Oops, microphone slipped away there. Going to try that with all the religions. It's like have to try that with like Christianity and Judaism and Islam as well. Find something wholesome about each one of them. There will be one that is a struggle, I have to admit, but it would be a good test. It would be a good experiment, because seeing both sides of the thing, I've got rigid in my old age, I think, and seeing both sides of an argument used to be, I used to sort of give me the other side. When I was a kid, I was taught debating. I used to love the debating teams. They don't do it now because it might offend. Even my kids didn't do it. But the debating team, you have to research a subject to debate, and then halfway through you change sides. So then it depends how well you listened. And it was quite an ordeal sometimes, but it taught me an awful lot about both sides of the argument, which I think was the point. It's like something that look and see from another person's opinion. You may disagree with them. That's fine. But look and see. Explore it fully. There will always be points in the other person's argument that you go, yeah, that's a good point. It may not be, but it is a good point. And it's like, it's not all a bad idea. Now, I was reading things about one of the political parties. We're very hot in political parties in Britain, England these days, and yeah, it's heated up. If you just watch the TV, you wouldn't notice anything's happening. But I don't watch television. I just watch the sort of the social media wars and grounds that are going on. And there are some people like they're sounding so shrill, like it's like like it's the end of the world for them. It's like and you can hear the shrillness and the frequency level, and you're thinking, okay, would they be open to debate? And the answer comes back, no. Okay, so they're not going to work a discussion about it. They've already made their mind up. Okay, right. So what is the point? What is the point if the mind is already mine? I'm open to a discussion. Change my mind. But one of the guys who was saying that in America got shot for it. And so it's like there are extremism going on with an opinion. And I don't think I realized how much I realized it was going on. I'm kind of naive about these things because I'm always open to change my mind. Always. And yes, America is obviously a very different culture sometimes. It's a very interesting field right now, the frequency field level, because opinions are like gods, like they're worshipping that opinion. It has to be 100% true, and they worship everything around that opinion. And it's kind of scary. It's fanaticism. It's like, whoa, back off. That's what I was feeling. I'm like, I get this fanaticism. This is a fanatic. This is somebody who wants to die for their opinion and would like to kill you for it. It's like, okay, there's no talk. There's no debate. I'll shut up and go away now. And yeah, it's I'm trying to find the sort of the happy medium. We always used to find the happy medium. Now it's like intense. Like it's the end of the world if you disagree with me. It's like I cannot bear that you disagree. And I'm listening on all levels to this, and I don't like it. And I don't know what the solution is, because people are always going to have a different opinion from you. You're going to have to get over that. That's a scary thing. It's like gods are now these opinions. Ooh. Learn to be a friend to yourself, not your critic, not your judge, your friend. That's where it starts. It's Dark Moon Radio. Yes, be a friend to yourself. Don't make your opinions your gods. There you go. And if I'm piss-taking, sometimes I'm piss-taking and it's inappropriate. I'm sorry. That's my humour. That was the humour I was brought up with. There was something on... Here we go. Yes. And this made me smile, because it's all about mothers. Narcissistic mothers. They use that word. We're all narcissistic sometimes in our lives. Just accept that we're all narcissists. But they say most. So there are some people out there that make that into quite an opinion as well. Narcissistic weaponizes her daughter's hair. That's not about grooming and control. It's a post by a friend on Facebook, and she's absolutely right. Okay, the battleground isn't the brush; it's dominance, and appearance-based criticism is a control tactic. Yes, and yes. Okay, fine. Every mirror is a reminder that you're wrong. I don't like mirrors. I won't have them about. Small ones. There is a little one on my boat, but I cover it up with this stuff. I don't like seeing myself in a mirror. I can't really see myself because my eyesight's bad. But it's not me. It's only like my appearance. And I've had that belief since I was a kid. Like, this is just a body, it's changing. And so somebody says, well, you're putting on a little bit of weight. And maybe, you should do your hair differently. And I said, well, I'm growing, I'm changing. It'll be changed. Next week it'll be something else. And I understood that there was some subtle undertones to this, but never really got it. So I remember my battles with my mother over my hair. It was always page boy style, like cut it down short. And it was easier that way. And I think it was easier for my mum to keep. It was easier for me to wash. It was like, well, it was an easier thing. So for simplify. And so I didn't feel it was a battle. But it was just, I never really made a thing out of it. But when I started dyeing my hair, it used to annoy the hell out of my mum. I used to dye it all colours, mostly reds, orange, purples. I used to dye my hair quite a few colours. And my mum used to get annoyed, and I used to enjoy that. So for decades, I used to say, well, I know it's a horrible shade of orange. It's great for me because it annoys the hell out of my mum. And it's like, I did it, right the way up into my 30s just to annoy my mum. I was like, okay. So it goes both ways. But I was never able to grow my hair, and now I've got lots of it. And I'm reading saying, one of the comments here is, aren't you a bit old to have long hair like that? And that was like, and I'm laughing because I've never had long hair before. And now it's like nearly down to my waist, and it's white, mostly white. There's strands of grey in it, but it's white hair. And it's like, I actually feel good about my hair being totally natural. I didn't like dyeing it very much either. And my mother says, oh my goodness, your hair looks amazing. And I'm like, oh, does that mean I have to cut it short and dye it again? Just to piss her off. So this sort of control thing goes both ways. And my kids all had long hair at one stage. So it's like, it's up to them. I didn't really get involved with their appearance. It's an interesting Facebook post by one of my friends. I'm going to play Old England now. I want to get some roots and some grounding in today.
Old England's echo. Breathe the mist, remember the moon. From silence to song, we are reborn. Roots below and stars above. Old England still speaks to us every morning with breath. The stones still hum where the rivers bend, whispering tales that never quite end. Roots remember what the crowns forget. Dreams sow seeds where hearts once met. The land breathes slow through hidden veins. Old songs awaken in the rains. The mist curls softly through memory's gate. Time folds inwards, yet we must create. Breathe in the soil, the dew, the song. You have been here all along. Call the past through present breath, and weave new life from ancient death. The wheel turns not in haste, but grace. Each soul a mirror, each age a face. Walk between worlds with open eyes. The older gods rise where the new sun lies.
walk between worlds with open eyes, the old gods rise, and the sun will too.
Old England calls, we answer true. Through stone and stream, through me and you. Round and round the echoes spin. The spell begins and begins again. The spell begins and begins again. The spell begins and begins again. We are woven, we are true. We walk this path in the mist with you.
Oh, I love the power and mystery of that one. It weaves. Did that quite a while back, and it still resonates. Some of my newer ones weren't half as bad as I thought they were. Yeah. Okay, so where are we today? We're at just 9 o'clock on the 18th of February. Shall we find some astrology weather? Astrology. What's going on in the astrology? Well, we had the whole eclipse. It was a big day yesterday, so I'm expecting... Okay, so yeah, the Aquarius solar eclipse. Yeah, this was basically last night. So, I suppose even though it was yesterday, it was not, and last night, it's still going through some intense times. Yeah, I mean, in other words, it's kind of where I get a little bit withdrawn and still. Like there's lots of stuff going on, so I have to process it all. So I'm just going to step back from things and just, yeah. And that would make sense with my dreams as well. What I was dreaming was odd stuff. And I always think that trying to interpret dreams, even on your own, is a bit of a weird thing, because it looks like your subconscious mind is just throwing up images, any old image, weird stuff. But I was aware in parts of it that I was dreaming, and I like that. I didn't quite get to aware to a lucid dream. I love when I do that. First thing I do in a lucid dream is fly. Superman! That's a wonderful thing. Lucid dream is where you know you're dreaming and can take control of it. I wasn't there. I was just aware that this is playing out. Some scene is playing out in front of me, and I've just got to sort of go through it. And a lot of it actually was about stuff, like too much stuff, trying to pick up stuff, kind of store stuff. And so the dream part was like, okay, and it was a solar eclipse as well. Yeah, it looks like I got too much stuff in my life. Yeah. Okay, well, I've got very little. I suppose I'm losing my van soon. So I've got to clear out all my stuff from my van and find spaces for it or get rid of it. So there is a lot of that involved. But yes, I often feel you're just cleaning out your subconscious mind on some of the dreams. Other dreams are very different. They'll have a different feel to it. This one was probably, yeah, more of a clearing out stuff. Okay, so look to where you have Aquarius in your birth chart. Right, where would you look for that? Cafe Astrology would be my first place to go to. Let's call that up. Cafe Astrology. Signs, horoscopes, there we go. Right. cafeastrology.com. It's free. It's a bit scattered all over the place. Birth chart interpretations. So aspects in the natal chart. There we go. Planetary stuff. Okay, so where do I get a free... I'm not going to do that now. I'll do that when I play the next song, perhaps. But finding where you have... I don't remember these things. Hello, Buddy Tat. You come in to join us. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, you can curl up on that if you like. Just not the keyboard, please. Don't curl up on the keyboard. Oh. I don't know where your chart... I've never done your chart because I don't know what time of day you were born. I'm turning to the cat now. That is really sad, doing an astrology chart for the cat. Right, where was it? This is where you will likely experience disruption, new beginning, or a quantum leap triggered by today's solar eclipse. The eclipses collapse timelines. They remove what was never meant to sustain you and activate what is. Aquarius rules your future, liberation, your truth outside of conditioning, and the version of you that exists beyond approval. That's nice. I like that. Venus connects, and you hear the pussycat purring. You're gonna purr. He's purring into microphone now. My boy. His name is Merlin, and he's a ginger and white orange cat. If you see my the graphics that I use, there's a ginger and white orange cat. He looks very much like that. Anyway, we're back to Aquarius. Venus this time, connects to the north node of fate in Pisces at the time of the eclipse, and the moon joins them later today. Saturn just left Pisces, meaning the emotional lessons of the past 2 years are just now becoming wisdom. There is a turning point in your relation to love, worth, values, and trust. Saturn and Neptune conjunction. So they join up, conjoin. February the 20th. Okay, that's happening. Yeah, we've got a couple of days before February the 20th. Saturn and Neptune meet at 0 degrees Aries. This is why everything feels so heightened. Saturn brings reality. Neptune dissolves illusion. Good, bring it on. Aries marks a new cycle. When these planets meet, they reshape the collective trajectory. When they align, it begins an entirely new world structures. Yay! And this one happens at 0 point, the creator degree of the entire zodiac, the reset point. This hasn't happened here in over 6,000 years. Right, that puts it nicely, because I knew there was something about something that hasn't happened in 6,000 years. So it's Saturn and Neptune meet at 0 degrees Aries. We're in the birth canal of a new era. No shit, really? I hadn't noticed. If things feel intense, it's because they are, but intensity isn't punishment, initiation. This astrology isn't here to break you. It's here to liberate you from timelines that are no longer yours. Your job isn't to control things, but to stay present enough to receive it. This is also the moment to remember our shared humanity through connection, care, art, and joy and community. There are instructions encoded in astrology. The new world is not coming. It's here already. Yay! Okay. I'm all for that. Yes, bring it on. I was thinking one of the things about the political parties that are happening is like, it sounds great. It's just what we've been listening for, right? We've been wanting to hear this for a long time. And now we're hearing it. And I'm looking up and thinking, this is exactly what we wanted to hear. And we're hearing it. It feels, I know, I've got suspicious. I know, I think psyops are hiding under every bed. But if it seems too good to be true, it usually is. That was the first line of Deals. If it feels too good to be true, and this new political party feels too good to be true. And it's like, okay, just step back and observe. Let's watch for a bit. Because, something else is going on. And political parties ebb and flow, come and go, and most of them have a other alternative agenda. But I'm looking for this. I'm looking for Saturn to bring reality and Neptune to dissolve illusion. I want this. Yeah, this again. If it seems too good to be true. I know, I'm skeptical. I'm a cynic. Cynic is the word. But I'm old and I've seen a lot. Not as many people, but let's play with the power weave for a bit.
Hear me now as the circle spins, a spell of power that rises within. From breath to word, from word to tone, I claim my voice, I make it known. Let rhythm gather, let cadence grow, let the truth in my marrow begin to flow. With every line my present expands, a leader who rises by heart, not hands. My voice is a beacon, a silver flame, drawing the weary, the curious, the same. Resonant, steady, magnetic in flight, a star that speaks in the hush of the night. Let those who hear feel called to me, like waves returning to their sea. Let listening deepen, let interest spark, let echoes follow long after the dark. By breath and beat, by pulse and spell, my stories hold where others fell. I speak in layers, root, bone, sky, a voice remembered when no force, no bind, no shadowed chain, just truth that rises through loss and pain. Authentic fire, a sovereign tone, the strength that stands and lives alone. I sing, I speak, I weave, I rise. My voice is heard through many eyes, magnetic, bright, enduring, clear. I call my people ever near. As the spiral turns, my reach grows wide, flowing outward, tide by tide. Those meant to hear will feel the call, a gentle pull, the softest drawl. Round and round the spiral weaves, the power gathers, the power breathes. Spell begins, voice awoken, spell begins again. What I speak, the world will keep. Round and round the spiral weaves, power gathers, power breathes. Voice awoken, old and deep. What I speak, the world will keep. Voice awoken, old and deep. What I speak, the world will keep. Round and round the spiral weaves, the power gathers, the power breathes. I speak, I sing, I weave, I rise. My voice is heard through many eyes. The magnetic, bright, enduring, clear. I call my people ever new. From breath to word, from word to tone. I claim my voice, I make it known.
My voice will be heard by many eyes. I love the mixing of that. It's just, it mixes well. That the words, you see, that I did the words a long time ago for this and then putting them into music. And now I'm writing more words that I know I'm going to put into music. It's a subtle difference. It's quite fun. I'm definitely enjoying the creativity levels of this. It's pushing me because I'm not very good at the typing. Typing is slowing down because my hands tremble quite a bit. And so the tremor is getting worse, and yeah, I take some beta blockers. But it's like, okay, this is the long-term thing is that I'm going to have to speak the words into text. And all of that equipment, all of the stuff, there's something called Whisperflow. I didn't like it on my iPad because it takes away my emojis. They're just like, well, the emojis disappear. So I've taken it off that because I prefer the emojis. But my phone will do text to speak, speaking to text. And my partner says, yeah, Google's been doing this for a while. Okay, well, I haven't got Google. Okay, so meh. I haven't got Google, and I do. I use Google Drive, but I don't have an Android phone. So it's like, apparently Gemini does all that. Well, I don't use Gemini, and I can tell you that Siri is not up for that. Siri is definitely like it's not got those capabilities of doing text to speak. So I'm learning that too. It's fun. I like new stuff. I like new technology. Right, let's find reasons. We need reasons. We need to create our own reasons. And dealing with shadow work is a good reason. You don't really want to sort of change your physical stance on things until you have sorted out your shadows. Because those created nose use, those suckers, they are huge, like big suckers. There's a word there that I want to use, but it's like, it's okay. They know you because you created them, right? They know your fears. They know where you've been. They know your past. They know what you're hiding. And you cast them out. You say, no, that's not part of me. I disavow them. They're not part of me. You cast them away. You turn your back on them and say, no, I wouldn't do such a thing. No, totally not me. And then they come and bite you on the ass. Oh, yeah. And it's like, and they'll go off into the world and they'll get bigger. And they'll annoy the fuck out of a few other people too. But anybody who's like you, because you can be attacked by other people's negative thought forms. And these thought forms are there. I mean, there's like millions of it. You know, anybody who's had a nightmare, right? The worst nightmare you can imagine as an adult. But not quite as children, but children certainly go through it. There's a band just above the dream state. Just when you fall asleep, you drop into the dream state and you go through this band. And it's the nightmare zone. And this is full of negative thought forms. And it's full. It's all the fears of the collective unconscious. And it's just huge. Like it's fields after fields after fields of fear, hate, grief, all of the negative emotions. And you've got to get through that to get to your dream state. And it's sometimes a bit of a challenge. Most of the time, once you know of it, you know, you're going to go through, and then you come back down through it as well. So you're getting dirty twice. Going up every night. Every time you get to a decent REM level of sleep. You go up through it, you get filthy dirty, you come back down through it. And it's not easy. And it's like, well, and you know, it's like a river of sewage. It's all our shit, basically. And it's coating the dream worlds. The astral levels, if you want, the place. That's why once you're through there, you have fun because you've got to get through back down again. You're going to come through the shit again. Reasons. Reasons. What reasons have we got? Reasons to go on. Reasons to go on and on. Hold that line. Hold that line. Don't get caught. It's an obvious bind. It really is. It's obvious. Borrow it. No one knows your clarity. No one knows it. But you must own it yourself. I know. Borrow soul bring from a story that you've been told.
reason to go on without drowning in an obvious con. It's a narrow line we're asked to walk, and we're not told to walk our talk. In a silent room, we're told we have to endure.
Truth is borrowed, truth is soul.
But in my dreams and reasons I find many ways not to lose my mind. In my dreams and reasons I find so many ways not to lose my mind. In the private theatre of my dreams, there's no warden that stands at the door. I find escape routes, and I find the codes, and I keep my mind intact. This world is built to shake you loose, strip you of what you thought was certain. Let it go. Let all the slogans
Hold that
and
mind.
fade away. Let it all fall away. For no one can lend you truth. No one can lease you certainty. You have to dig, you have to claim, you have to breathe your reasons to form your main. And when they come, you stop being lost, you stop apologizing, you step into what you've been told. This world seems to be designed to lose all you can hold, letting go of what since birth you were sold. Reasons are your own to find and let flow. And once found, you are seriously in the know.
Once it lands, oh yes. Truth is borrowed, truth is soul. Break from the story, because it is told. That line, hear that line, hold that line, don't let go. It's so obvious, it's just obvious. So, one of the main reasons that I'm doing this is to reach out to people who think they're alone in the dark. Because if you've ever done counselling, if you've ever done coaching, or you've ever received it, holding space for someone. Now, the phrase holding space has been laughed at because it's a new age thing. But it's what a priest does for their parishes. They hold space. It's what a shaman does for their community. They hold space. To be a priest or a shaman is now sort of faded. We don't have so many of those, and those that are not to be trusted. So we've moved into becoming our own priests and our own shamans. But we hold space for one another. So if you are going through dark and troubled times, reach out, right? Just say hi. Just know that you're not alone. You can just listen if you want. But whether you're on Twitch, you can come on to the WhatsApp group. We're a bunch of individuals. We post stuff when we feel like it. We lurk when we do. It's just there. You can turn off the ping. The WhatsApp Dark Moon community. I know WhatsApp can be a pain because it pings. You know, I don't answer the phone anymore even. It's like I can let it all go to voicemail, and the voicemail will check it out. It's usually from China or sort of Pakistan anyway. So, but I'm saying that if the ping annoys you, you can turn it off or put it into sort of archive and just go into it when you need. But you're not alone in the dark, okay? There is a lot of us will sit with you. And even if you don't know we're there, right? It feels like you're alone. I know it sounds... it feels like you're alone when you go down into your darkness. When you go down into that place, people call it depression, people call it the zone, anxiety, whatever. It doesn't matter. The dark. It's dark. It's where you don't have any reasons to go on, and it's all your fault, and it's not fair, and it's a place where you crack open. And all I'm saying is when you go back down consciously, there are people with you. There are beings with you. And I'm not saying what these beings are, because everybody is different. But everybody has beings that are with you. At your time of darkness, you are never alone. But somehow we always feel, I'm alone and nobody loves me. And yes, it feels that way, but it's not true. It's a lie, right? A lot of ways, the collective unconscious, the collective is with you. There's like a net that when you're in a human body, your consciousness, your unconsciousness and your consciousness is part of a big human sea, if you like, an ocean of everybody. And all you think and feel and everything that goes through your body is stored in that ocean. And when you came into this body, you are kind of stuck in it. There's no getting out of it. I often rail against it because I can hear and feel the collective unconscious. And I'm surprised it didn't drive me insane. I think if I'd been any less stubborn, stubbornness is a good thing. But the collective unconscious pulls you down, and it's going down right now. It's afraid, it's scared, it's going into reaction mode, and it's tough. So some of the things, what you are thinking and feeling, isn't yours. It's part of the collective unconscious. And you can't escape from it, but what we can do is hold together. We just hold together. And yeah, it's important. You are important. You know, this world is like, puts us into a place where we think we're nothing. We're just a meat suit, a biological meat suit. Ugly bags of mostly water. Yeah, I'm a Trekkie. What are you going to do about it? But the prevailing winds right now is that we're all replaceable. No. Every snowflake is needed. Okay, everybody. There is no such thing as a sim in this world, or a person that is like a non-character NPC. That's bollocks. You're not an NPC, right? You're not a background person. Sometimes people are like very distant, but it doesn't mean to say that they're an NPC. I think when we start looking at people as non-entities, there are people out there who've lost their souls, they've lost their spirits, yeah, and they're just sort of kind of zombified, yeah, but they had one once. And I'm not saying it's not even, they can get it back again if they wanted, if there was reason. But it drains you dry and vamps you. And it's like, look, you're not alone. There is a lot of people, lots and lots of people feeling the same. Right, let's play Safe and Strong.
As I listen to the sounds and see shapes in my mind, the ritual awakens. The intentions align through visions moving through whisper and rhyme. Strong bound matter and time. I watch the words dance in a shimmering groove, threading their meaning through what I perceive. Each line is a pathway, each pulse is a key, unlocking the shift that is meant for me. I move the pattern, I hold it whole. It settles like ink
where thought begins, and power grounds. In light, in shadow, in voice, in flame, in inner world and outer plane. The change I call the truth
Protected.
which serves my path.
Mind.
The spell returns, the spell repeats. Heart to vision, vision to beats. Loop by loop, the magic is spun. By what I have stated, it is already done. The spell returns, the spell repeats. Heart to vision, vision to beats.
Close your eyes and breathe once in the center of your chest. Feel the air gather itself as if the world is waiting for you to speak.
Begin again, the vision glows. Where intention flows, the outcome
Now you
grows.
see a
As I
small
listen to the
spark
sounds and see
forming just behind your
out.
A warm, deep ember, the colour of strength.
I watch the magic dance in the shimmering
Let it pulse once, twice,
each line is a
3
pathway.
times.
Each pulse is a key.
And with each pulse,
Meant for me.
it grows clearer, brighter,
I breathe
steadier.
the pattern, I hold it whole. It settles
The
like
ember
milk in the
stretches
depths of my soul.
into a thread of light,
Wonder the threads
curling upwards around your spine,
into grounded space.
pouring over your shoulders and cascading down your arms
And power
like a protective
in
cloak.
light, in shadow, in voice, in flame, the inner world. and
See
outer
the
plane.
glow expand into a sphere of soft fire,
The spell
a boundary that loves you, knows you, and answers to you alone. Nothing enters unless you invite. Nothing harmful can cross boundaries. Nothing hungry can cling to you. You are wrapped in your own ancestral shield, older than fear, older than harm, older than the world that bruised you. Hold this image as the words begin.
The spell takes a form beyond matter and time. I watch the words dance in a shimmering weave, threading their meaning through what I perceive. Each line is a pathway, each pulse is a tune, unlocking the shift that is meant for me. I breathe the pattern, I hold it whole.
Protected.
It settles like milk in the depths of my soul. By will and wonder, the threads interlace, bringing desire into grounded space. Round and round the spiral flows, where thought begins and power grows.
in light, in shadow, in voice, in flame, the inner world and outer claim. The change I call, the truth I choose, which serves my path, I will not lose.
Begin again, spiral.
The spell returns,
Begin
the spell
again,
repeats.
again.
Heart to vision, vision to beats. Loop by loop, the magic is spun. By what I have stated, it is already done. The spell returns, the spell repeats. Heart to vision, vision to beats. Loop by loop, the magic is spun. What I have started is already done. Begin again, the spiral turns. Begin again, the magic learns. Begin again, the vision glows. Where intention flows, the outcome grows. Begin again, the spiral turns. Begin again, the magic learns. Begin again, the vision glows. Where intention flows, the outcome grows.
There we go. It begins again. Round we go. Begin again. It doesn't quite begin at the same space because you're always slightly different. So it's never a circle, it's a spiral. Spirals are very important. If you see spirals today, that's a message from me. Spirals are very important, okay? Because it feels the same, but it ain't. It's like you're going round again, and they go up as well as down. Spiral round once again, spiral round once again. I'm trying to sort out a mess. Yes, it's definitely a mess. I don't understand Substack. Substack, I have too many things going on. I had too many accounts, and I couldn't find one, and I logged into the wrong one, and then I started working on the wrong one. And if you are on my Substack list, I'm really sorry. I don't like sending lots of things out. I'm trying to get it sorted. But it's like a bit of, it's like, I've got Kate Silverness at substack.com. Right, now, you'd have thought that would have been simple. No. Because somehow I've got Kate Silverness, I think that is, yeah. So Kate Silverness at Substack, that's kind of where my main one was. Ah, okay, so it's still a main one. All right, it's there. But I've somehow got, I've created Weaves of Waves net Substack, and that's not there. It's probably a whole different thing. I get very confused. Substack is a weird animal. Okay, so it's all up there. It's just working out what the fuck is all about. Some of these platforms, yeah, they make me blink lots. There's definitely make me blink lots. I've got a couple of books that I published over the new year on Lulu, and it's come back several times. Like, so you can't, you can buy them off the Lulu site. I have to put a Shopify thing together, and that's £25 a month. I ain't doing that. So I'm trying to put my books onto my website so you can buy them through Lulu. You'd have thought that would be easy. No, of course not. So, yes, there's also, like, it was meant to go global so that you can get it through things like Amazon, which was going to amuse me, but it's failed its thing. I haven't put, I haven't put what was the barcode on the back. I put it on the front, I put it on the very back, but apparently it's got to be on the inside cover as well. Okay, so in other words, I did read through it all, and I thought I'd got it right, but I obviously haven't. So, okay, the problem is it spends hours doing it, and this is where it's my time, and I get a bit cross at that these days. It's like I've got to spend a couple of hours sorting this out, and I published it like December, early December. So it's been a couple of months in the sitting and waiting for them to have a look at it, and now they've judged it to not be up to standard things like it's got the lettering on the back cover. Well, I have a couple of the books, so you can still buy them. They just won't go through global distribution. I'm wondering whether I give a fuck at this stage. You know, I have been writing for decades, and the publishing industry is a nightmare, and the self-publishing industry is just as much a nightmare. And do I care? People don't actually buy a lot of my stuff. It's like, it's very sort of niche market. I'm not going to advertise it much beyond what, do I actually care? You can buy it. The hardback is kind of cool. Beyond the Shallow End, hardback is kind of cool. I haven't even put the other one in a hardback. But they're both on ebooks. And it's like, I spend all of this time, and I'm thinking, do I care that it's not done global resources? I should care. Okay, I should care. There we go. Well, let's find a song that makes me care, huh? Let's play one of Etu's. I haven't played one of Etu's for a while. This Etu Malkus on Bandcamp, and you can find his music under Takim, and he writes weird stuff just as much as I do, but his is mostly music. Let's find a nice one. Ozzy. He did one for Ozzy. It's a bit long. Yeah, I might have to sort of stop it halfway through because it is 8 minutes. But it is still some good tunes there. Some very good tunes. Oh, I do love that guitar at the end there. Yeah, I only took half of it because it was a bit long. But you can check out Etu's stuff. Some of it's very, very strange, but hey, that's music for you. It sounds good though. Some of it's really good. Other bits I've had to be wary of because it sounds like there's an orgy going on. However, so in other words, adults only. But there we go.
You're still here. That counts for something. Dark Moon Radio.
It does indeed. Well done for still being here. I'm going to say a call out for Twitch because Twitch is building and it's exciting for me. I haven't had people sort of build before. I'm very new to all of this build sort of thing. School is I don't know. I don't feel that will build very fast for me. I've had a few people join just trying to sell me stuff. We can make it work for you, all this. Yeah, okay, I hear you. So school is probably going to be sort of phased back because I've got other ones that work better than that. There's movement. You see, I scatter myself. I enjoy all these platforms. I enjoy something new and fresh, and it's like you go in there with all hopefulness, and you still fall back on the usual Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Yeah, I'm not very good with Instagram. I don't like it. It's TikTok does a better job of it, but TikTok the algorithm isn't right for me. It often gets my music and says no, it's copyright infringement. It's like, look, YouTube says it's okay, right? The place where I get it says it okay, but yeah. But I'm tired. I'm tired of I'm wondering where all this is going. Because it's like I'm not going to sell my soul for this, and it'll hit to that point where it's like, ooh, all you need to do is sell your soul. No, doesn't happen. I'm 54. I've never sold my soul to a corporation or a business or something. It's like that. I'm still not soulless. It's like that. It has to be authentic and real, and it has to be worth it. I think there's a song in there too. But there we go, we don't celebrate toxic positivity or false hope. Just honest sound for honest people trying to make it through. If you need permission to feel what you feel, you have it. Dark Moon Radio, trying to make sense in the world. Trying to make sense in the world. Yes. Right, let's play The Witch's Will, the last one of the session. The Witch's Will. Your power is not in avoiding storms, but standing as the lightning strikes, in feeling rage in all its forms, in weathering the dark dislikes that rise inside like energy floods. That's where the real witch lives.
You know this by now. This is the law beneath all laws. The pulse that moves through bone and rose. The power living in your flaws. They built a world to eat your will, to scatter you across 1,000 screens, to drain you slow, to keep you still, to make you forget what
Surrender
power
is not
means.
but opening to what is true, allowing every buried fear to flow like water through and through, until you find beneath the pain you are the vast and open sky. Emotions come
But stubbornness is her work. The muscle underneath the spell refused to shrink or shrug. When everything inside you wants to dwell in comfort, in easy life, in distractions that multiply.
do the
And
thing,
you're
refuse to
just
fall.
a husk that walks through days that blur, a ghost that talks,
builds the power that
that
turns your
cannot
visions
move
into
the
form.
real inch, cannot make reality flinch. The witch knows tools are beautiful, but secondary to fire. Tools are beautiful, but secondary to fire. What burns inside the dutiful, the ones that feed their own desire with acts of willful choice. The dishes washed, the bed that's made, the finding of your truest voice. When every instinct screams, be afraid. You build a picture in your mind so clear it breathes, so real it bleeds. Then thrust your will, fierce and unconfined, into the space where magic breeds. Your will is everything. Your will is everything. Your focus, how you touch the divine. Guard them both like sacred springs. The power, the which is always yours. But you know the universe pushes back. Force what shouldn't come and crack. Your chest explodes, your body pays for 3 long purging, painful days. Manipulation bends another will, and yes, it works. Let's not pretend it's still. But debts accumulate until you're a prisoner of the shape you penned. Chaos magic laughs, twists, and extends. Gives you exactly what you asked for in forms you could have never guessed. Leaves you reeling, stunned, unmasked, and feeling quite a mess.
World to eat your will, to scatter you across 1,000 screens, to drain you slow, to keep you still, forget the power.
Your power is not avoiding storms, but standing as the lightning strikes, in feeling rage in all its forms, and weathering the dark dislikes that rise inside like ancient floods. That's where the real witch lives, in bone and grief and sacred nuts, and taking all that life gives.
Love that one. That one's awesome. The will is everything. Now, I've come across people that are saying the will is nothing. The thing is it's like this guy, and he is very smart, and he's watched people, and he's studied people for a long time, and I get it. But guys are different, okay? Guys, it's taken me a long time to work this out, and I really ought to start work on that book that I want to do about the map is not the territory, because the way guys think is kind of like a fixed thing. Like, yeah, they've made their mind up, and even though life may come and change their mind a little bit here and there, a woman doesn't work that way, right? We go through 28-day cycles, and those are fast cycles, right? Boom, you go ups and downs and ups and downs, and some of the things that I think and feel, I am very much aware of. A lot of the things I think and feel is a temporary thing. I might not feel strongly about that later on. And so
when I say the will is everything, it's like, where am I focusing it? Because it's very important to notice. I have to notice where I'm focusing my will. Otherwise, it's all over the freaking shop. All right? Reality ebbs and flows. My opinions ebb and flow. My hormone levels ebb and flow. Everything is an ebb and flow. I have to focus, and I have to learn how to focus my will. Otherwise, I'm a freaking mess. And I get it might be different for a man. Okay, I'm not an authority on being a man. I never will be. Woohoo. And I think it's first vice versa as well. A lot of the times you look at things like health and mental health specifically. Things that work really well for women don't work well at all for men, and vice versa. And I think the future holds, like, they will start treating us as different aspects, because in psychology, certainly, I can't say that I agree with something and then 28 days I feel totally different. That's how it works. It's like I may feel different. I may slightly left-leaning, slightly right-leaning. I don't know. And so opinion is flexible. The process that we use works really well for men. The one that sort of so you make it rights, and so like our times tables. I could probably still do my times tables. It was drilled into me. And that sort of thing is probably pretty good for a man and women. Sort of to have old-fashioned drills where you actually have to remember it. I mean, for example, when I was an air stewardess, cabin crew. Right, so there I was, sweet 21, very sweet and innocent, naive, 21, becoming a cabin crew. Now I think it was 4 weeks of training. And one of the things is, in an emergency, what do you do? Right, so we had a drill. And it was going like, be prepared for more than one impact, check for fire and hazard. It was a drill. And I remember the drill. And it's like, that works really well. I've just noticed it's 10 o'clock. I talk too much, don't I? That's why I'm doing radio. Okay, well, I will be back tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Please join us. It's been wonderful having your company. Thank you very much. I'm going to put this show up on Substack, if I can work it out. I've just managed to work out putting up yesterday's one. But as I said, we will work it out, and I will persevere. Love you lots. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye now. I'm here to ignite. My words are blades and balm. Present stirs what's been buried deep. I am no longer asking for permission to speak. The ones that can hold me are already waking. The message for the ones who've also been too much. You've been told, soften, dim, dilute. But I see what you'll really carry. I'm not here to fix it. I'm here to call you up. You're not alone. You're not broken. You're a catalyst, same as me. Welcome home. You're not a helper. You're a threshold guard. I work for those who are buried, both broken and sense themselves fit. Yes, not to rescue, but to reflect. You're tired of bypassing, shrinking, of hiding your flame. I'm here to show you how to weave your pain to power. More soften and alive. Rebuild from the ashes. Stop
pretending you're not already powerful. This is a message to the one who's always been too much. You've been told to soften, dim, dilute, but I see what you're really carrying. I'm not here to fix you, I'm here to call you up. You're not alone, you're not broken, you're a catalyst,
You're not
same
a
with me.
helper.
Welcome
You're a
home.
threshold guardian. You're not here to coddle. You're here to catalyze. You're not misunderstood, you're just early.